So in step 3, you talk about summarizing terms in order to speed things up. So what do you mean? How should folks do that?
Right. So, when a lot of the SaaS companies, some of the SaaS companies, of course, are bootstrapped, but a lot of them receive outside funding, right? And you don't receive outside funding until you get a term sheet, right? Summary of terms. We actually encourage the same thing. And so there are 2 ways you can do this. You can just kind of summarize your terms and present your pricing at the same time. And I've seen it happen where sellers propose pricing and they get way into the contracting process and they find out, oh, I have to carry $5 million worth of professional liability insurance. Well, there goes my margin, right? And so we say is like, just do a summary of your terms and predicate your pricing on those terms. And then that way, we have to renegotiate pricing conversation is a little less uncomfortable because you've made your pricing conditioned on substantial compliance with the terms that you've proposed in your summary.
A critical point that most, I think, earlier in their career enterprise sales folks don't think about. Price and terms are inextricably connected because if I'm going to trade risk for price, then I need to do a balancing act, right? Less risk for me, more discount for you.
Right.
So I think it's really good advice, and something I've seen work really well is for the internal legal team to create sort of a cheat sheet for all those key terms. They get presented with a sort of top end range of your price, such that when they start negotiating with us, we can combine the 2 conversations. Because to your point, I quite commonly see people getting driven to their bottom end of their price range, and then discussion around terms comes in.
Absolutely. And another thing is, if you feel like you're going to, or your buyer is going to demand that you work from their paper, then ask for a copy of their paper and understand, of course, that their paper is going to reflect worst case scenario. In other words, the riskiest software they could buy. And that's at least a starting point, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. It makes it's an interesting balancing act to invite it, but to your point, if you think it's inevitable, if you're selling to Microsoft or someone like that, what's going to happen. So you may as well get ahead of it.
Exactly.
So at this point, we're coming into contact with lawyers, and when I talk to procurement or legal people, most people have an allergic reaction. Right? But the reality is, legal team can help you if you help them. Right? It's really tough in-house counsel. You've got this big pipeline of stuff.